Salt is an essential part of our daily lives. But do you know how this white gold is produced? Here is the fascinating process behind the scenes of the salt production factory. The resulting salt crystals are collected by special machines and transported to the factory for processing. Here the salt is purified, ground, and packaged. This is how the journey of the salt that reaches our tables takes place. In the next stage, this pure and clean salt is made ready for daily use. Our next stop is the production process of hazelnuts, famous for their taste. Hazelnuts are harvested from carefully cared hazelnut trees. This process is carried out by both manual labor and modern machines. Harvested hazelnuts are brought to the processing factory to be separated from their shells. Dried hazelnuts are classified according to their size and quality. Then, they enter the packaging line and become ready to reach our tables. Our next stop is the world of mushrooms, one of nature's mysterious treasures. The fascinating journey of mushrooms begins in dark and damp greenhouses. This is where mushrooms magically grow. When it's time to pick, expert hands come into play. Mushrooms are carefully collected and transported to the processing factory like treasures. Mushrooms arriving at the factory first go through a detailed cleaning process. At this stage, each mushroom is examined one by one, and even the smallest piece of soil is meticulously cleaned. The cleaned mushrooms are now ready for the next stage. Mushrooms entering the processing line are quickly sliced with sharp knives. Get ready, because we are opening the doors of the snake processing factory. This process will make you jump in your seat. In the snake processing factory, these dangerous creatures of nature are processed carefully and with great care. In this process, the skin, meat, and even the poison of the snakes are separated with great care. Snake venom, in particular, is a very valuable ingredient used in the medical field and is therefore processed with great precision. Snake skin is of great value in the fashion and medical industries. The process of separating the skins is a step that requires mastery and is carried out with great care. Pigs brought to the factory are processed in a highly controlled and hygienic environment. The slaughtering process is carried out carefully by expert teams, and the quality and safety of the meat is prioritized at this stage. After slaughter, pigs are divided into various parts and sent to different processing lines. Processing pork requires detailed and meticulous work. On the chopping line, meat is carefully separated and prepared for different products. For example, some parts are used to make sausages, salami, and ham, while others are packaged as fresh meat. Lobsters, carefully caught by master fishermen, are brought to the processing factory quickly and carefully. Here, every detail has been meticulously planned to preserve freshness. When the lobsters reach the factory, the first step is to make sure they are alive and fresh. Each lobster is carefully selected and processed under hygienic conditions. This stage is critical to preserve the flavor and quality of the lobsters. In the factory, the processing of lobsters is an extremely meticulous process. First, the lobsters are kept in special water tanks where they are calmed. At this stage, lobsters are best preserved and kept fresh. Then, the lobsters taken to the processing line are carefully and skillfully separated from their shells. This process is carried out by high-tech machines and experienced hands. The first stop for milk processing is the large stainless steel tanks. Here, the milk is heat-treated and all harmful microorganisms are destroyed. Milk is coagulated by adding rennet and cultures. This stage is the moment when the transformation into cheese begins. The milk coagulates with a magical touch, and the first cheese formation begins. The coagulated milk is cut with large knives and divided into small pieces. This process is the first step in creating the texture and flavor of the cheese. It is needed using special mixers and heaters. During this process, the water from the cheese separates and the curds tighten. The salmon processing process begins on modern farms where the fish are raised in cold, clean waters. In these farms, salmon are allowed to grow in the best conditions, and each one is carefully selected and brought to the processing factory. Each fish is examined for its quality and freshness. Salmon eggs are carefully collected during the processing of the fish. These precious eggs are separated by special machines and a delicate process. Eggs are processed and packaged in accordance with high-quality standards. In this process, the freshness and nutritional value of the eggs are preserved. Animals brought to the factory are processed in an extremely hygienic and controlled environment. First, the slaughter of animals is carried out with great care. During this process, high-tech equipment and experienced butchers come into play. After slaughtering, the carcasses are carefully shredded and separated into different types of meat. The chopping stage requires great mastery. Each piece of meat is prepared for different processes. The packaging stage is extremely important to preserve the freshness and quality of the meat. Special packaging protects the meat from external factors and guarantees that it stays fresh for a long time. These plants arriving at the factory are subjected to a fermentation process together with high-quality grains. Fermentation is the stage where the alcohol content of gin is formed and the foundations of its characteristic flavor are laid. After fermentation, the alcohol and herbal mixture moves on to the distillation stage. This stage is the most important process that reveals the spirit of the genie. The distillation process, carried out in copper stills, increases the purity of the alcohol and creates the unique aroma of the gin. The use of copper stills is an important factor that increases the taste and quality of the gin. During distillation, alcohol and vegetable oils are separated, and the unique character of the gin emerges. The starting point of ceramic production begins with the careful selection of natural soil and clay. These materials form the basis of ceramics and give it durability. In the first step, these materials are mixed in large mixers to a homogeneous consistency. The mixed clay and soil pass to the shaping stage. This stage is where ceramics gains its artistic form. Skillful hands transform clay on potter's benches. The clay rotating on the wheel turns into a work of art in master hands. Each piece is shaped with great care and patience. Finally, the painted ceramics are fired again. This process ensures that the paint is permanently etched into the ceramic. Bamboo is known for being fast-growing and renewable. The bamboos brought to the factory are carefully selected and processed. In the first step, the bamboos are carefully washed and cleaned. The clean bamboos are cut into small pieces in large cutting machines. The paper-making process is carried out using large drums and presses. Paper sheets are cut to the desired dimensions on special cutting machines. The cutting process makes the paper suitable for different areas of use.